language and has therefore been rated 18 plus by the YouTube NECCA. Viewer discretion is advised.
سبحان فالق الإصباح.
Ding dong. Hello?
Yes, that's right, infidels. You found us here, channelattitude.com, Hamin Media Group, where you get the most real talk, the best reviews of all your favorite wrestling shows from AEW and WWE, Impact, and more, because we're going to break it all down with the best staff in professional wrestling at HMG. So you don't need to go anywhere else, because there's no 5 stars here. There's only $5 face slaps, infidel.
Allahu Akbar!
So sign up today, channelattitude.com, Hamin Media Group, and join the Hamin Army for the most real talk in professional wrestling. YOLO!
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day to every mother around the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's Friday! You know what that means! A new era of professional wrestling starts right now with AEW Rampage! I said I demand a thank you! What the hell? Good God Almighty, the rope just came off! John Moxley! I don't think he's here to say thanks. Brothers and Young Bucks been through a war. The thunder and the lightning of John Moxley leaving his mark. The God Almighty, the referee down. Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Story Time with Adam Cole. That day. Darby Allin, he'll take a chance. Pull up the goal.
Hello everyone and welcome to the HMG Rampage Uncaged show right here on channelattitude.com. I am your host Jimmy T, and my co-host, he is the Mogul Ambassador. He is the evil dose of them all. He is Dr. Jeff Lippman. What is going on? And welcome back to Rampage Uncaged.
Oh, it's great. What's going on with you? Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Happy Mother's Day indeed.
People, I am wrecked. I watched Rampage this morning. I really didn't mind watching 3/4 of it. I feel like almost nothing happened, and other things that did happen to advance storylines. Not exactly thrilled about at least one thing, but we'll get into all of that. But yeah, so how's your weekend been? It's been since yesterday I've seen you. I was wearing the same shirt, by the way.
Yeah, and I was wearing the same sweater, so...
I have worn different things in between, allegedly.
So have I, but... allegedly. But I'm just saying... But as far as my weekend has gone, yeah, it's been kind of normal. Mother's Day was yesterday for me. It is Mother's Day for you today. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, pretty uneventful, really, man. I mean, we've been doing show after show.
For me.
Wow. I wonder why, Jeff. Well, look who's in the house already. It is
Oh my
Mr.
God.
Chris Winland. He's saying Miro's back, luckily laying down to flippy midgets. My new inquisition or question.
Inquisition.
Where is Andrade? I mean, maybe
He
on
also
Collision
teased
soon.
that he's on his way back.
He says he might tune into AEW if they book them right. Until then, PWC Reviews is my AEW outlet. Oh, thank you, Chris.
We'll
also,
let you know.
yeah, we'll let you know. As a matter of fact, you did conjure Miro coming back. So,
I conjured Miro coming back the way I conjured Jimmy Uso coming back. I predicted him to return to 9 pay-per-views before he finally came back.
well, that's the thing. That we didn't hear nothing about Miro on Rampage. Not that we should have, or maybe we should have, but I don't know. But like I said this on the skirmish. I'm going to say it here on Rampage Uncaged on channelattitude.com. I hope he went in there asking for his release. I mean, seriously, why not?
No, well, you know what I said, that like the door only said Tony Khan, but nobody was in there. And once you open the door and walk in, it's just there's no floor. It's just the bottomless pit.
That's just the bottomless pit. That's
It's
AEW
like
right now.
that Polish movie on Netflix, Hellhole. You walk in and it's like just a straight, just a downward descent into hell.
Well, I mean, shit. What did that even mean? We'll see what happens anyway, I guess, on Wednesday.
We'll
But until then, we'll find out. But till then, Chris, we'll let you know. Don't worry. Believe me.
Listen, if it was just a hole to number, if it was just a trap, if it was like a tiger pit, at least Miro's got good company in Thunder Rosa.
Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. Well, before we get into Rampage, though, there is news apparently about Randy Orton.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is not
And
good
it doesn't, and it's not good news, no. And it seems like his return's being pushed back once again because the doctors say he shouldn't return to the ring anytime soon.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, first of all, I mean, what doctor would advise anyone to go back to wrestling if they had anything wrong with them? So this could be a gigantic exaggeration, and and what would make anyone think that Randy Orton's actually going to listen? I mean, wrestlers don't listen to this. I mean, Edge and Christian were told not to wrestle again. Sheamus was told. Saraya was told. Bryan was told. I'm sure Cole was told. So, oh, by the way, Adam Page, I found him. He's at a house show. He's there's someone I can't remember who he's feuding with, but it's like not nobody, but I can't remember who it is.
So what is it, House Rules again?
I guess that's what they call their house shows. But
So why isn't he on television?
this is a podcast, right? So I should make noises. I don't know. I have no idea. I should make sound.
Well, I don't blame you if you don't, because I am speechless about it too. I mean, we thought it could be a concussion again. It seems like he's fine if he's wrestling on their house shows. So
he's been gone for 5 or 6 weeks. It could have been both, and who knows what this house show match is. But I mean, isn't he supposed to be one of their homegrown, top stars? And whether one believes that or not, is he less of a star than Jungle Boy or Sammy Guevara? I mean, whatever I think of Adam Page as a person or performer, I put him ahead of Jungle Boy and Sammy Guevara.
I mean, so do I, no matter what we say about him. He might be a butterfly boy, but he's still much better than Jungle Boy. And
I think he's a good wrestler. I mean, his promos aren't great, but so what? I mean, there's lots of people whose promos aren't great, but in the ring, I think he's about as solid as anybody. And I like the style of wrestler he is.
Look, he's a bigger star than most of the 4 pillars other than MJF, really. Let's be honest.
And he looks like a wrestler. I mean,
right. It's just him as a person. That's the problem.
He's a little bit whiny, and then the whole thing with Cowboy, and he's like nothing about him is Cowboy. But anyway, I don't know what he's been doing and why he's coming back on a house show and not on TV. Maybe it's just to get ring rust off. Who knows?
Maybe, who knows? But like I said, I don't have a clue what this company does sometimes. But whatever. I mean, you keep your so-called big stars off television. That's what you do.
I mean, we should ask the vet, because I shouldn't fantasy book. I know he doesn't like when I do that.
Oh, come on, it's all right. If you need a fantasy book, go ahead, man. It's all good. Sometimes it's all right. The vet is the vet. He's got his own ways too, and but he doesn't like you fantasy booking. That's true.
I know he doesn't like me fantasy booking, but it's a wrestling podcast. I mean, what's the purpose of a wrestling podcast if there's not going to be some fantasy booking involved? or trying to like make a story make sense that has no story. I mean, if you just want to hear by play, that's a pretty dull podcast.
That's true. It's very true. Well, is there any other news we should touch on, actually, Jeff, before we get into it?
Since yesterday? I don't think
Since
so.
yesterday?
The Orton news was the big news. I mean, there was something about Soraya and her medical condition, but she said that they got it all wrong. She said that basically she has like endometriosis, and sometimes it like pushes her stomach out, so it's uncomfortable sometimes to wear certain wrestling gear, and that was twisted and turned into she was having difficulty wrestling, and they were, people were saying they were taking like little victory laps, sort of in a weird way, but saying, see, she's too injured. She should have never been cleared. And she's saying, it's nothing like that at all. So,
whatever. Did I mention? I will get to QTV actually a bit later. I find it funny because of what happened there. I actually mentioned this on one of our shows last week, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to it. Yeah.
Chris Whelan is asking another question. He says, if Collision is mostly going to be built around ex-WWE and constantly does better than Dynamite, what does that say about AEW as a whole? Punk, Miro, Andrade, Samoa Joe are superior 4 pillars. Well, yeah, they're the 4 veteran pillars, if you want to call them that. But I wouldn't say Andrade is part of those.
Isn't all of AEW built mostly around I mean, the top story is the BCC versus the Elite, or that's what I'm told to believe. The B show, the B level faction is the Jericho Appreciation Society. So, I mean, it's all. I mean, you have the Outcasts. Their whole unspoken thing is that they're ex-WWE. So, I think it all is. Then you have the Hardys. I mean, so it all is. But I mean, that's not even cited to be a negative. I mean, if you're going to form a company that's going to be cohesive, you want to get the best talent available, and the best talent probably would have worked at the top company, the biggest company in the world. So, I mean, the problem with AEW, one problem is that they acquire talent and hoard it and have really nothing to do with a whole lot of it, and then they try to rotate a bunch of people on TV, but then there's people who are never off TV, so it's not cohesive, and certain things just don't make sense, and people just pop in and pop out like they're a Burke and soap teleported. They're like Wong in the MCU, where just every now and then like a spiral comes out and he comes out, you come with me, and they're gone.
Wow. Well, anyway, let's get into the first match though on Rampage. It is the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn versus Butcher Blade and Kip Sabian. It was kind of alright. I did like what's his name's Max Caster's little rap about.
That was great. He tells you Butch has the worst mustache since Vince McMahon, and their crew is whack. They'd probably lose a fight to the Joe Louis statue. I mean, I'm not rhyming, obviously, but yeah, it's good. I always like good.
No, for sure. I mean, so do I. But where are they going? Are they going to become a trios now? Is that what's happening? I mean, they still seem hot, but
right. That's the thing. Like, why was this match? And I guess they were the last two groups in that trios battle royal, which presumably, I mean, we talked about this. Presumably, that would have led to a number one contendership for a trios title match. But A, it wasn't apparently. B, the next segment, the House of Black announced their open challenge with these 4 rules, which, by the way, I got one of them wrong. The 4th one wasn't that the challenger can pick whether there's DQs or not. The challengers can pick the 4th stipulation. And they had one title defense since then with the best friends. Well, the best friends, sort of. I mean, I assume that's where it's going to go. And listen, I love Billy Gunn. He looks like $1 million. He looks like Hercules. He's gigantic, but he is 59 years old. And if he's in a match, I mean, it should be for him to eat the loss. I mean, even the Butcher and the Blade are a good team. And I'm a Kip Sabian convert. I mean, let someone else win for a change. I mean, and let the Acclaim drop out his trios thing and get back into the tag team division. I mean, one good thing that came out of this show, last night's Rampage rather, was that it looks like they were starting to refocus again on a tag team division and some teams going for the tag team titles, although they sort of seem to be a little bit distracted as well.
Yeah, but then you've got your tag team champions in FTR. What are they really doing?
I don't
They're
know.
not even saying nothing. They're not even acknowledging what everyone's saying, how they want the tag team championships and whatnot. There's just silence.
They're busy with Triple J Lethal because ain't they great?
Ha! Indeed. Speaking of double J's, we're the real double J's over here on channelattitude.com. But anyway.
And if the vet would like my fancy booking, we could be Triple J.
Yeah, that's true. We could be, but no. Well, anyway.
I mean, if that's not incentive, I don't know what is.
That's true. The Acclaimed and Billy Clown do end up winning the match.
Actually, you can still criticize my fancy booking. Isn't it more fun doing it right here in front of me? I mean, isn't it more fun to say, Jeff, that's stupid, right? I mean, like, I don't care. That's fine.
He needs to come on very soon on Rampage Uncaged.
That'd be great.
But you know what? Sesame, Daddy Lippman. God damn it. Whatever. Anyway. Oh, I know. The Acclaimed do win, and for what does this get them? I have no idea. But next, we got QTV, Jeff.
I didn't like that Kip Sabian did his hair all fuchsia, like he was wearing like.
He
Bret
looks
Hart
like an
colors,
idiot,
like
dude. I cannot take him seriously, man.
Yeah, his hair looked good when it was like white with like sort of the bluish highlights. But like, was he?
Yeah, but Kenny probably said that's my color.
Was he trying to match the Acclaim's colors? Is that going to be his thing? Like whoever they're wrestling is going to do his hair the same color?
I was thinking that myself. I'm thinking, why is he like the Acclaimed? Maybe he didn't get the memo.
Right, and Penelope Ford looks great out there and does nothing. Like if you have someone
she used to be so much better, Jeff, pre AEW.
Yeah, I mean, and she does nothing. She just stands there and does nothing. And I guess the bunny is injured because she's nowhere to be found. I haven't seen her in a while. Do you need to neuralize her again? Do you need to neuralize me?
I think I do, man.
All right.
Psh, there you go.
Good.
Forget you even said that. Who's the bunny?
I don't even know Bad Bunny.
Well, you're the new baddest bunny in his house.
I have so many nicknames. I'm getting like Chris Jericho out there with nicknames.
The Ocho, the Le Champion.
Right. I'm gonna be the 9. I'm gonna be the Nueve.
Well, anyway,
I'm a sorcerer.
Yeah, there you go. Sorcerer is better than a wizard, Chris.
Yeah.
Jericho.
Yeah.
Anyway, QTV checked in with Will Hobbs. Powerhouse was basically lunging shirtless, which is kind of weird, on a mahogany sofa, no less.
Let's not skip over the QTV, because actually, this was my favorite QTV.
All right, how about this? I've got an idea, Jeff.
Uh-huh.
You want to see this? Let's see it.
I don't know what it is, but let's see.
I'm gonna.
I don't want any copyright strikes.
No copyright strikes. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
If this is that Family Guy fighting the chicken again, that's the Cody Rhodes thing.
No, it's not that. Don't worry.
Porn.
No,
porn.
It's
Gay
not that
porn.
either.
Really gay porn.
All right, it's
child gay porn. Asian gay porn.
No, stop! You're throwing me off. Where is it? I saw it. Not just now. Hang on. No, I've got it.
Octopus porn?
No, stop. Oh, forget it. You know what? Here we go. Can you see this? You can't see it, can you? Now you'll be able to see it.
Well, yeah, now I moved in. Okay, so QTV. Okay, here we go. I can see it. I can't hear it.
Really?
Really? Her boobs are good.
That doesn't make sense why you can't hear it. You can't hear no sound at all?
No, but maybe we should stop trying and just do our show.
Oh, man, that sucks.
All right, so they were talking about how they sold over 60,000 tickets to Wembley, and Aaron Solo says, I heard they only seat 8,000 in Wembley, so making fun of the whole, controversies out there, or pseudo controversies. And then Harley Cameron said, I heard that British people insult people who were born in England but don't live there, and they refer to them as British.
Right.
And then
QT also said, aren't you from there?
Right.
And she's like, no, I'm Australian. Look at my teeth.
Right. So they made a teeth joke. So that
I
was
said
good.
the same thing, though, to you.
So the whole thing was good, except for I don't know who that other guy is or why he adds anything. I mean, why not give that job to like some wrestler and just let him be on TV? But then they do the Book of Hobbs thing, which still makes no sense there. And
That
the
felt
Book
like
of
a
Hobbs,
porno was about to start, dude. I'm not going to lie.
it did look like a porn was about to stop. And the Book of Hobbs is like really thin, and it's like, isn't it like he's continuing to write it? So why is it a hardcover? Like, what? Like, shouldn't it be like
Why
a
is it a
loose leaf so
hardcover?
he can add pages? Right, hardcover. Dun, 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 dun. And then he said like a proverb. He said something like, "It doesn't matter what words are written in the Book of the Hobbs. It matters who has the pen," or something like that.
Oh, God, man. This is weird, dude. I'm not going to lie.
It's not doing a thing for him.
It is absolutely weird. Why the fuck?
And
Like
they
I
said,
said, I'm
where's
confused.
the champ? What's he the champ of?
I have no idea. The books? Maybe he's a champion of books.
Maybe that's right. You know what? Books need champions right now because people are banning books, people are burning books. Yes, we need a man like Hobbs to stand up for literacy, and the books should not be burned. Burning books usually leads to bad stuff.
Speaking of
I'll
burning,
say always, but I don't know always.
speaking of burning, this is how AEW needs to do their thing.
A slow cooker really makes that much of a difference?
After you do a slow cook, you'll never look at pork the same way again.
Whoa!
The slower the cook, the better the taste. The slower the cook, the better the taste. The slower the cook, the better the taste.
Wait, remember what the salesman said 4 times in the alley? I say we double the time. Or why stop there? Let's double the double. Let's eat.
Divine.
Yet it leaves something behind. Metallic, maybe?
That's funny. The
Okay.
slower the burn.
Till the end, it got a little bit weird, but okay.
The Saudi head, though.
Yeah, the guy had a flag head. How's he eating?
That's funny, though. That makes me laugh, man. Just like GoofTube, man. Yeah. Come on.
You know what? Put the clip of CM Punk saying, "I work with children." No reason.
No. I have to literally make that up. So got no time, obviously, to do it right now. While also hosting
Now I
the
need
show.
to just put like his head on top of mine and say, "I work with children."
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm slowly doing some new shit. So
We still need to do the show entirely with avatar heads.
well, we need we need more software for that to happen. I mean, I was doing it previously.
Softcore?
Software.
Software. I say.
Sounds like clothing, though. I mean, Hobbs was obviously soft wearing clothes,
The
right?
softer the better. But you put in more dryer sheets. Put in more fabric softener. I said more fabric softener.
Oh, boy, man. Like I said, I mean, this is a weird fucking sort of QTV, but I still liked it, though. But Hayley Cameron looked pretty good. I mean, her legs are the bomb. I mean, seriously. And her chest, I guess.
I didn't get to her legs.
I know you're all about the boobies, right? I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of boobs, we've got a match next between Toni Storm and Allison Kay. I mean, it's not the first time we've seen. Literally a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't she like the Impact Women Champion for like 3 years?
3 years?
I think so. Like she was like the Knockouts champion. For, like I don't know, for like it felt like forever. She had like a Roman Reigns like run. I don't know. And then I think she was an NWA champion at some point. I mean, she's been doing the rounds wrestling wise.
Good.
I mean, I'm really surprised she wasn't someone that AEW hired early on because she's down to wrestle.
She has been in AEW previously.
Well, they said that she was on in 2020, and this is her first match in 2023.
I remember. Yeah.
Which means were 2 full years between them and 1 year in 2019 prior to that.
And the fact that she wrestled Toni Storm and they made, unless they're signing her, cool, right? But if she's just supposed to be just like an every other jobber, it didn't feel like it this match because she was extremely competitive with Toni Storm. As a matter of fact, she could have even won the match the way they booked her in here.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird because I mean, on one side they're acknowledging that she's had a pedigree and a successful career, so maybe they didn't want to treat her as a jobber. But I mean, on the other hand, I don't know what this does to further Toni Storm, or if it's really maybe it is an audition. I don't know. But I'll say this
again. Jeez.
I think this was Toni Storm's best singles match on TV that I can remember anyway.
It was good. It was a decent match. It was very competitive. It was hard hitting. I
thought the first two matches were good tonight. And like I said, this was my favorite QTV. Yeah, the end was weird, but I don't really mind the sort of porn vibe.
I think he was using the plot. Yeah, he's hearing a million times.
All right, I want to see put both hands where I can see them.
Yeah.
Put them on the 10 and the 2 on your steering wheel there.
Well, anyway, Storm does defeat Allison Kay via the Storm Zero pole driver. I mean, shit. It was a good match. It was fun. It was a fun match. Yeah. But again, Allison Kay.
I mean, the hip attack is much more impactful than the Storm Zero.
That looks vicious, man. The hip attack. The way
she should reverse it. She should do Storm Zero, throw him into the corner, and do the hip attack.
And just quietly, did you notice there was a real Australian feel to this episode? How many? I mean, except for one match, there was an Australian in a match.
No, only you would notice that.
Oh well, it was pretty noticeable, even in QTV. I mean, shit.
Okay.
So the resident Aussie
QTV,
does get the win.
I mean, they've always had Harley in there.
I know, but I'm just saying.
The first 2 weeks, we're like, who's that?
Well, you know, it's funny. I mean, it was Kevin Panetta. Yeah, it was Kevin Panetta that got me onto her originally, but he told me she was from England.
Well, I mean, listen, we know the Dollar King knows his women. We just know he doesn't really know geography.
Clearly, because I'm thinking, oh yeah, she's British, and then I find out she's Australian once her mouth opened.
But he knows prime grade A talent when he sees it. He just doesn't necessarily know where to source it from.
He knows grade A talent. As a matter of fact.
I'd buy that for $1.
That's right.
Sorry, Jeff. What were you going to say?
It doesn't matter. Best regards out to the whole Dollar Club gang.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, are they back yet? Or
I don't know. All I know is I bought 2 sweatshirts and a mask, and they're gone.
Oh, God. I'm sure they'll be back eventually, hopefully. Actually, Kevin Panetta is going to be on one of the shows this week, hopefully. So
yeah,
we'll
see. I don't want anyone back. I want less competition. I want most of you motherfuckers to get out of the podcasting business. Anyway, any of you have podcasts, be done with yours.
Anyway, like I said, Storm wins via Storm Zero. And then we've got the Guns, who are angry about losing the tag titles due to a crooked referee. But before... Actually, no, this was the segment in the back. They weren't even given a rematch.
Say this?
Sorry?
It took them 8 weeks to express their outrage?
And they still didn't even say where they were. They just said, oh, you've been wondering where we've been. But what were you doing? I mean...
They're like, we'll still wonder, psych.
Anyway, that's okay. He continues on as the Guns are confident that it won't take long to get back to the top of the division. And then enter Ethan Page requesting assistance with a problem.
Right.
I've got a problem.
Acknowledging that they were part of the firm but left the firm, even though that was never actually physically happened. It just sort of dissolved, with the neuralizer.
It's ridiculous because we never got a reason. They were just part of the firm.
I like Billy and Bart gun.
Billy and Bart. Gee, I need more smoking guns.
Yes, I like it. Those are the guns. I like Billy and Bart.
Those are real guns.
I hope Bart does well in Brawl for All.
Well, he certainly did. Except he got his ass knocked out. Oh, whoop.
How do you know the future? Oh, Jimmy, you took me too far back.
Don't make me play the Smoking Guns song. But anyway, where's Sonny? I was waiting for Sunny.
Where indeed?
Where?
I'm sure right now she's trying to figure out ways to flee the jurisdiction.
Is she in jail yet? She should be.
No, her trial starts in July.
So she's out right now until July.
I'm not sure she made bail. I can't remember. But whatever it is, her trial is pending. There's either a pre-trial in July or jury selection begins July.
God, hey, I'll help that woman, seriously. But anyway, next, right
now, I'm sure she's making overtures to the Russians saying, I will kill Ukrainians for you. Come on. just rendition me.
Slava Russia. That's what she's saying after that. But anyway, we've got another matchup, though. Oh, but
I'll give them all the clap.
Ethan Page
can't fight a war when you have crabs.
Yeah. Cat crab. Remember that?
Yes.
Anyway, and shout out to Bin Hamin because he was saying the bear cat.
Oh, wait, there is news.
What?
Bin Hamin in a bit of a feud with a wrestling journalist podcaster?
Are you talking about Billy Barty? Oops, yeah. Did I mention that name? I shouldn't have even mentioned that goose's name.
What's the backstory here? We're in the Hamin media. We can mention the name. We've obviously picked our side.
You know who he is, right?
Of course I know he is. He's the keeping it 100 Conan guy. And he's the guy that I liked for a second because he got into an argument with Sean Ross Sapp that led to one of my famous memes.
Yeah, but you know what?
The girl looking at them like, you two are pathetic.
You can call them both bitches, but at least Sapp actually confronted him. It was him that confronted Bill because Bill was threatening to actually hit him when he saw him. So they got to see each other.
I just thought it was just a funny thing with two goobers. The one guy had like a Louis Vuitton mini cowboy hat like pinned to his giant head, and then there was this poor like sort of normal girl looking up at them going, "You two are pathetic. What are you doing?" And like one of them had their kid with them.
Well, whatever the case. Oh yeah, I think it was Billy Barty, whatever the fuck his last name is.
It was basically. It was probably his date.
Oh shit! Isn't he married?
To who?
I don't even know. I'm pretty sure he's married. But anyway, who cares?
The
point is, you gotta look back. It all starts with keeping it 100 with Conan. Obviously, shout outs to all them boys. And
you like them
because, of course. What are you talking about? Conan had, in my opinion, the induction with Conan and for Rey Mysterio was one of the best speeches. I loved it.
Well, that was good, but what I'm saying is, if Bill Body works for Conan, I mean, aren't they the end? Oh, it's former. I see. Okay.
I mean, Conan gives him chance after chance after chance after chance, but it seems like he's a bit of an egomaniac and can't accept when he gets shit wrong. Basically,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what he should just say, like everybody in the wrestling media gets pretty close to 50% of things wrong.
Usually he's pretty good. He used to be pretty good with information. I can tell you that. But now he's just a dumb cunt, straight up.
Yeah, he seems like a giant jerk.
He is. He's just I think him and Brad Shepard, that other goose, have been doing fucking things together also, right?
Oh, yeah.
Trying to like piss off everybody.
And like there's like a bunch of people where their acts are like they're purposely being jerks. Like that's their act. It's like we're jerks and we're better than you because
but why do they even have a following, man?
I think that there's a lot of people who like to think that they're down with the alpha male crew, which, by the way, if you use the term alpha male regularly, you're not an alpha male. That's right. Which is weird because if you're following someone because you think they're an alpha, you're definitionally not an alpha.
No, you're not. Straight up.
Yeah, there's only one alpha. That's just the way it works. It's like all these people say, this is another goat. No, there's only one goat.
LA Knight agrees, Jeff. Anyway, so
LA
yeah.
Knight and I are aligned in many ways.
Well, anyway, basically, from what I gather, it seems like, it's got to do with all that bullshit. So...
Well, can you elaborate on some of the bullshit? I mean, what is...
I don't know if I should. I don't know if I want to. I'll let Ben really talk about it on his shows. Yeah, but I haven't seen any, barbs back and forth, per se, so...
I wouldn't know about
it. Talk about it. You elaborate about it then.
I don't know the backstory. All I know is that, one of them said, Well, you're just a pretend tough guy with a stupid gimmick, and then
Oh yeah, I saw that. Right, it's just stupid shit like that. It's just
what's he
talking
talking
shit
about
on
a
the internet.
pretend gimmick? Are you telling me that Bin Hamin isn't the real Ayatollah? That's absurd.
That is absurd. Yalla to bin Hamin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got a he is one of the keepers of the Kaaba stone.
Yeah, definitely. Mushallah to bin Hamin.
Yeah, ridiculous. So, Body, you got trouble with you got heat with us too.
Well, is he Italian? What's his last name, man? Badi seems almost Persian, even.
Body, I think he's Indian, which is your favorite.
Oh, if he's Indian, I'd love to like.
I know.
Oof.
Ooh, you'd love to love him.
Oh no! Shout out to all our Indian listeners, by the way, because we still
Thanks,
have
you
quite
too.
a few. Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely. You too.
Thanks, Frank
But
and Mark.
Anyway, Jeff, let's move on though,
Mm-hmm.
because we went from one Aussie to another. It is Kyle Fletcher versus Action Andretti,
Ugh.
and now this wasn't a bad match.
No,
it was
this-
too competitive.
It wasn't a bad match. It's just a pointless match.
Did you know Kyle Fletcher's younger than Action Andretti?
Don't care about either of these guys. No, I did not know that. You asked me a
And
question, the answer is no.
He's got 10 years over Andretti in the wrestling business, and he's only 24.
Swell. Kyle Fletcher is a tall jar of mayonnaise. What is a tall bottle of mayonnaise? He's a fine wrestler, but people who look like him are the reason why nobody can tell me wrestlers are really athletes, because that's not what an athlete looks like. Action Andretti
a
was the
big
guy
guy,
they brought in to make a young star for I don't know what reason. They had him beat Chris Jericho, and since then nothing.
For
Now-
what?
Now
Nothing.
he's a jobber, and now he's with Darius Martin, maybe, sort of, kinda, and again for the second time, in the last couple of weeks, they brought a guy in from outside who's not contracted with your company to beat a guy who's contracted with your company, and they're giving someone. Kyle Fletcher's getting a title match that nobody is interested in except for Kyle Fletcher and Tony Khan. Like nobody on earth said, I would love to see Kyle Fletcher versus Orange Cassidy for the international title. Like Tony Khan, you have 300 wrestlers under contract. And even if this is going to be like they give Kyle Fletcher the belt and Orange Cassidy gets a rematch at Forbidden Door, it's still something nobody wants. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't mind Kyle Fletcher, obviously. Like, I've always said I liked Aussie Open. But, yeah, I'm not interested in a match with Kyle Fletcher and Orange Cassidy. When? This Wednesday?
Yeah. So
Dynamite?
he had to get the win so that you could justify him getting a title match. So he's one singles win on AEW television to justify a title match that he already demanded and was granted. I mean,
Well, where was his Yowie partner?
I don't know. I'm just making noises because I remember it's a podcast. But I'm not really into tag team wrestlers. Going for single titles. Especially when they're not planning to break away from the tag team, and especially one that doesn't work for your company.
Right, neither do I. But it's AEW.
Right, it is.
That's what they do.
Right.
And I'll admit, I'll get to that. What I was going to say.
Why
a bit
wouldn't
later.
Hobbs challenge for the international? He lost one title. Why wouldn't he challenge for it?
Why doesn't he even get a rematch?
I don't know. Why doesn't Big Bill challenge for it? I mean, that might be an interesting contrast in styles.
I don't think Big Bill's still signed to AEW. Believe it or not.
I don't think he's ever been signed to AEW.
That's what I'm saying, and I wonder why. Because he gets used pretty frequently. I don't know if it's him. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But why wouldn't he? I mean, his girlfriend's there.
Who's his girlfriend again?
Lexi Nair.
Alexi Nair. Yeah. I don't know.
DDP's daughter.
Maybe Well, maybe he enjoys his freedom. I don't know. I don't understand it. Maybe they haven't signed him because of his past problems. Maybe they have him on like a long probation period. I mean, there were people like Sky Blue had been there for like a year and a half before she finally got signed.
I know. And how frequently were they using her?
Every
and
week.
she wasn't under contract. That's what I'm saying. And she wasn't even under contract. I wonder if you get paid more doing just the per night payment, or
it could be
the weekly wage.
I bet you're right. I bet they do get probably a larger pro rata, and you don't have to do the house shows, and you don't necessarily have to go to the pay-per-views, or you don't necessarily have to be available. So you put your ask up, and maybe it does work out better. I don't know. I don't know what else Big Bill is doing in his life. I don't see him advertised for indies. I mean, I occasionally see other people, though less and less.
Yeah, I don't know. And I would sign Big Bill. I mean, look at him. He looks like a monster, dude, but he's a big goof in AEW. He doesn't get wins because, he's too tall.
I mean, I'd sign him, and I'd probably do something more significant with him. If I was him, I'd want to be signed because get a contract for doing very little. I mean, it's a win-win for both people. I mean, the group he's with is sort of weird and is ragtag, and it's not like making him look like he's a powerhouse, but this is a job if he's going to get paid. I don't know. Spending a lot of time thinking about Big Bill, but
he's a big dick, that's for sure. Well, anyway, Fletcher does defeat Andretti. I will say that there was a few Aussie Open chants, and obviously quite a few Aussie, oi, oi, oi in the crowd.
Yeah, 3, 4.
Come on. He was getting chanted. At least he was getting something, unlike Andretti.
I didn't really. I mean, I have to be honest with you. As soon as the crowd was very quiet from this match on.
Well, nah, man. They were chanting Aussie, oi, oi, oi quite a bit in this match.
I didn't hear a whole lot of Aussie. I mean, that could be 6 people in one section.
No. There was more than that, as a matter of fact. I can't believe you didn't hear it. Check your ears, Lippman. Check your ears. Well, next, though, speaking of ears, we've got the Hardy Party, man.
Mm-hmm.
As they celebrated the deletion of their contracts with AEW, with Firm. With Jeff Hardy back, the brothers are looking to resume one final run, winning the AEW tag titles. Everyone wants these belts, it seems, Jeff, but still no FTR to be no FTR in sight. But anyway, he did have a proposal for the Guns. If the Hardys beat the Guns, then Matt will be in control of Page's contract.
Great, run this horrible story. I mean, the entire place, there was a collective groan as to why.
The slower the cook, the better the taste, Jeff.
Yeah, metallic.
Yeah, exactly. The Guns accepted those terms on behalf of All Ego because I guess he told them to, right? I mean, he knew that was going to be the stipulation. They were authorized to do it. I mean, this doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't, but what made me laugh was oh, yeah.
I know. You love Isaiah Cassidy, or Brother Zay now, making orgasm noises.
It's Brother Orgasm, too. Don't you remember how Matt Hardy called him that last week?
He said it was orgasmic. Yes, the whole thing's disturbing. I've never wanted Marquez Quinn or Mark Quinn to come back more, just to get all these people away from each other.
I need a sound
Party away from Matt Hardy. Get Ethan Page away from all of them. Get the Guns away from Ethan Page. Just go for frickin' tag partners. Go for the tag team belt and fight. Except for Ethan Page, never be near Matt Hardy again. This whole thing is death. Running it back is with Ethan Page being Matt Hardy's butler is like got to be the worst thing ever. And okay, just get the Hardys as your AEW champions and just get it over with. I'm sure you're gonna have to do a triple threat, and I'm sure it'll be Jay Lethal that eats the pin in some 3-way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for the fantasy booking, but obviously FDR can't lose to either team, and and there we go. Maybe it'll be a fatal 4-way with the Guns, the Hardys, Triple J Lethal, and FTR.
Triple J Lethal. Fucking hell. You know what's even more disturbing? Whose idea was this for him to keep moaning?
Yours.
Oh, yeah? No, but for real. It's funny, don't get me wrong, but it's stupid at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's good for shits and giggles.
I only think it's stupid. I don't even think it's funny.
Yeah. Right. He sounds like a cat, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, right. It sounds like a sick cat begging for food. Like an alley cat.
It does. It sounds like that.
Like you come out of like a Wawa like 2 a.m. in the city in the alley. You hear like this plaintive plea. They can smell your microwave refried beans and fake meat. And you're like, God, I'm really, really hungry. I know I'm going to regret it. Should I share with the cat? Yeah, fuck yeah. Here you go. There you go, cat.
Fucking yeah. Anyway, that was the only highlight for me in that little segment, but still.
I'm glad you enjoyed it because this was the low point for me of the entire show. Even more than the jar of mayonnaise kind of being involved in this whole thing. And he's wearing the two belts. Okay, so like I at least thought the second belt might be something interesting. No, it's the fucking New Japan Strong Open Tag Team Champion. So they're both New Japan titles. Who gives a fuck?
That blue one.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? It doesn't even look like a New Japan title.
It's the New Japan Strong Open Weight Tag Team title. Like, could they make things? Do they need more words for titles?
Yeah, that's Japanese for you, dude. You know how they are. Like Ultimate Climax G1, Sophistication G1 Climaxion, whatever.
I mean, it's like Lovecraftian in the way they come up with these names.
Japan, dude.
Which is a lot of sesquipedalians in a loquacious and verbose manner.
Again, Japan.
Okay. I don't speak Japan. I
don't either. I mean, I know a few words like arigato, hey. I speak Japan every day. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Hey.
You're our Japanese wrestling expert ever since the Juggernaut went into seclusion, went into hermitage.
Well, it's the other Triple J's.
On top of a mountain or something?
Well, as a matter of fact, speaking of Jago, it is the Triple J's of Japanese wrestling, which is myself, Jago, and the Vet.
Of course, the Vet likes Japanese wrestling. That's
what I'm saying. We're the real, we're the Japanese Triple J. Actually, quadruple J if you want to add Japan.
No, that's not how that works. Wow. You can be the Triple J of J, but you can't be quadruple J that way. You need to find someone else. No, but where's Jago? Did he like climb up to the tallest mountain in Indiana and like he's a hermit there?
I spoke to him. I've spoken to him, man. He's just really busy, man, with work and stuff. You know what I mean? And family and dogs. Shout outs to Jago, man.
I'm not busy with anything.
Oh, no. Neither am I. Jeez. Yeah. Jeez, aren't we losers? No, but anyway, let's go to the main event because Mark Henry interviewed the main event participants and Swerve Strickland views the Embassy as an upgrade from his previous affiliates. Jeez. It is an upgrade, but boy, was that's... Yeah, but not just that. He just totally destroyed Boudreaux and whatever the other guy's name is.
Yeah, I'm assuming those guys aren't coming back.
Yeah, I wonder why.
They suck.
Boudreaux, I can't believe I ever thought he was going to be the next Brock Lesnar, dude.
I know.
Then I saw him in the ring, and I'm like, this guy looks weird.
You know what that is almost as bad as? Comparing Johnny Humby to Chris Benoit.
Yeah, that's not as bad. That's not as bad as that.
I don't know. It's pretty close. But, I mean, the Dark Order in a main event in 2023, why are we still trying with the Dark Order? And didn't they just rehire Stu Grayson?
Yeah, they did.
Why the fuck isn't he there? I mean, there's 4 guys on one side plus a manager, so there's only 3 guys on the other side. Like, they do have Stu Grayson, and Colt Cabana still exists.
Does
in theory? I
yeah.
I can't say for sure. I mean, he's rolling the printer on T-shirts right now. He's hand printing them.
Oh man, I feel bad for him with all the Punk situation. I don't know whose fault that is, but whatever. They're both children. Sorry, they're just grow up, guys. Come on, Phil and Scotty. Just saying. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Grayson's the best one of them all, really, when you think about it, right?
Yeah, I mean. Listen, I'm not interested in anyone in the Dark Order, but if they're going to have a Dark Order and they're going to rehire one guy from the Dark Order and there's 4 people on the other side, it would make sense to me that you'd have 4 for the Dark Order. And like, why rehire the guy if he's not going to be available the one time the Dark Order's on network television in the past 4 months?
I have no idea, man. I don't think he's been back since he debuted, as a matter of fact.
He's been on a couple times. They had him in a couple. I think he even had a one-on-one match with Moxley.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on Dynamite, I think. Yeah, and I think that was in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when he returned in Winnipeg.
I mean, do you even need a visa from Canada to be in the U.S.? I don't think so.
I think you do.
Do you? I don't know.
No, you do, man. Remember the bunny had visa issues. Oh, Chelsea Green, sorry.
Everyone is always blaming things on visa issues.
Yeah,
I don't believe it. I don't believe any of them actually have visas. Chelsea Green, what are you talking about? Chelsea Green is married to Cardona.
I know, but do you remember she couldn't go to Canada though.
No, you're thinking of Sean Spears' wife.
No. She's never had any issues. The Aussies seem to be all right when it comes to visa issues. I'm talking about, remember when Chelsea Green didn't make it to the WWE Canadian show and she called up Pierce on the phone in the back?
Uh-huh.
She was saying, "Oh, my plane was late." Don't you remember?
I think that was a gag.
Well, she wasn't on the show.
I know, but I think that was part of a gag. I think that there were a lot of travel issues for a lot of people. I don't think it was a visa issue, but
okay, that was the rumor anyway at the time.
There seemed to be a lot of wrestlers. I mean, some of the NXT UK wrestlers had visa issues.
The UK wrestlers seem to always have visa issues. I've noticed.
Well, they don't once they get them settled, but I don't think WWE processed them. I don't think they decided who they were going to keep, and then I think it was sort of rolling, like, you know, when they're going to bring in Stevie Turner, when they're going to bring in Mark Coffey, when they're going to bring in, you know, probably some of them had lingering injuries and they just let them, you know, get cleared first, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I hear it all the time in AEW, and I don't believe it. I don't believe that Phoenix hasn't figured out how to do visas. I don't believe that Kenny Omega doesn't know how to do visas.
Nah, that's bullshit. The Kenny one was total bullshit.
Right.
He's never had an issue.
I don't believe Sean Spears doesn't know how to take care of visas. I don't believe that AEW doesn't know how to take care of visas.
Kenny is also an American citizen. That's a fact, by the way.
Then he doesn't need a visa then.
That's what I'm saying. So, and I think Spears is also now become an American citizen also. Heck, even Wade Barrett is an American citizen.
Well, Wade Barrett should be. He's a national treasure.
He's a national treasure.
Yeah. An international treasure. I love Wade Barrett. I think Wade Barrett.
No, but I like how now you Americans have claimed him. Yeah. Well, and he doesn't sound American.
Are you trying to claim him now? He's not Australian.
No, hell no. No, he's not Australian. Absolutely not. Come on now. I love Wade Barrett, but yeah.
Remember, they birthed us before they birthed you. We're like your older brother.
You're right. Yeah, you are. You are. It's true.
That's
not
right.
by much. Oh no, wait. I think you got 100 years on us, man. As a matter of fact,
aren't you like 1840?
I think it was like 1904 even, or something like that, when we became officially a country.
Oh, I was talking about when they first colonized.
Oh, when they first colonized, yeah, I think it was around 18 something, yeah. Even long before that, yeah.
Prisoner ships over there going, hey, you guys take care of it.
Jesus Christ.
Do whatever you want, just do it over there.
I mean, I can't believe the history of this country in a way. But hey, even the US kind of was a little bit too, you know.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
But no one wants to talk about well, it was. No, not like us where it's famous about it, but like no one wants to bring that up. You know what I'm
saying? We bring it up all the time. I mean, to the point where some people are like trying to erase it from
really
schools and memory. Yeah, it's
I never hear that shit. Like really, unless you know about it.
Why would you hear about internal American discourse? But yeah, no. I mean, I mean, there's no way you should take away all aspects of American history, including some of the spectacularly terrible things done on purpose, including some of the spectacularly terrible things that happened by accident or as a side effect of spectacularly terrible things that were done on purpose. You know, and
wow.
You know, but the whole world's history. I mean, except for like a few latitudinal lines in central, you know, in north central Africa, nobody's indigenous. I'm sorry to tell you that we're aside from there, if we all came from there, everybody else got pushed out of there and probably by force.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Ain't nobody decided to become a Bedouin voluntarily. Ain't nobody decided to become an Inuit because they thought living at the top of Iceland and above the Arctic was like a really great idea. It's because like that's where nobody's going to come kill us.
Well, we got our independence, by the way, in 1901 from the UK.
Good. 1901. You've been doing great things with it since.
We have, actually.
I know. That's like that.
Thank you. Anyway, but you guys do better things. I mean, come on. Let's just
we also do worse things.
That's true too. Anyway, let's not talk about our countries. Let's go back to that Mark Henry interviewing, the main event participants, after Swerve said that it was an upgrade from his previous affiliates, the Dark Order agreed that expansion is necessary for any group, so they asked if the Mogul Embassy wanted to join their crew. This is silly. The answer was an emphatic no. Enough talk, though, Henry closed with, and it's time for the main event. Cool.
The Dark Order is still doing the recruiting thing. I mean, didn't they have like 9 members a year ago, and now they're down to 3?
Even more, maybe, dude, at one stage.
I mean, yeah, they had Ty Conti and Anna J, who were in the JS and are no longer in the JS, as far as I can tell. I mean,
I have no idea what's going on with these companies sometimes, dude.
None whatsoever. The amount of storylines that just dropped, nobody cares about, because you'll see Vikingo versus, I don't know, Sammy Guevara on one random episode.
Oh, dude, I was watching Botchamania, and they had a segment about Vikingo botching everything in Mexico. Dude, he was on the botch. Put it that way. Anyway,
yeah, Vikingo. I mean, that's wrong with a lot of indie people. Like, you say, oh, they're so great, Then you see them on TV, you're like, they're not so great.
He's overrated. Cool. I mean, we've seen people do that. Sure, he had a couple of good moves, but come on, man.
He's very acrobatic. Big fucking deal.
Exactly. Chris says in the chat, sometimes I feel that people worry too much about where they come from than they do, and that they are here.
Well, I don't know where here is for Chris, but I'm sure.
I'm assuming he's referring to America.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I see. I thought he was Australian, but
I think.
but
Are you being serious now?
Yeah,
he's from the States.
I don't know. I don't pry. But I mean, but either way, I think that probably is the way of the world to an extent. That people do worry a little bit more about where they were from than what's going on where they are now. But
do you think that's happening now more so than ever before?
I think that being contrarian is very hip now. I think
it feels like it. That's
whatever you're supposed to do, not doing it is
right.
like the in thing, makes you feel like you're the free thinker and trying to exercise control and whatever it is. So today is Mother's Day, and I have seen people say, Happy Mother's Day to women without children, women who have chosen not to have children, women who have
that's no. Happy Mother's Day to them.
Listen, all of those people deserve respect, but this is Mother's Day. Can't this just be Mother's Day and not everything that's not a mother? Like, if everything is about everyone, then nothing is about anything.
Well, Happy Mother's Day to you then, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I'm just a motherfucker, but I mean, I don't understand how everything needs to be like, you have to say, well, this one suffers too, or this one works hard too. I get it. But
that's crazy.
But this is Mother's Day. I mean, that's not even okay to say anymore. Or there's no such thing as a mother because there's no such thing as a woman. Yes, there is. That's not anti-trans, but there is such a thing as a woman.
Oh boy. Chris says, here you go, Jeff. There's your answer. Wisconsin.
That's Australia.
Go the Bucks, by the way.
That's not the Bucks. It's the Badgers.
The Bucks, dude. Milwaukee, man.
Oh, fuck the basketball team. Okay, listen. You don't identify states by their professional sports team. Now, the primary university is the state animal.
I know
Wisconsin Badgers.
I like the Bucks because of the Greek
Bucks
freak.
Only represent Milwaukee. They do not represent the
I know that, but
Wisconsin.
Milwaukee's in friggin' Wisconsin, so
I understand that.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
why do you pick them instead of the Brewers or the Packers?
No, hold on. Because I love basketball. I don't care about baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I fucking really when it comes to the NFL? It's all right, but
well, listen, Wisconsin just one of the 4 or 5 Southern Canada states.
Wow, kind of.
The Dakotas, Minnesota, some Montana.
It's up there. But they're next door to Illinois too. So
Michigan
and Indiana.
Not Indiana. Indiana's not part
too
of Canada.
far. Oh no, it's not. But they're close to Wisconsin.
It's on the whole other side of these things called Great Lakes, which are really Great Lakes.
I'm sure they are. Sure
one of them is even Lake Superior, and then it's like the Tiffany Strand of lakes.
Wow.
It goes to the other lakes. Ew, gross.
Because it's superior?
Right.
God. Anyway, I heard the Great Lakes are getting drained water by the Chinese.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're taking a lot of water. I don't know why.
How'd they get there?
By ship, I guess. I mean,
The
how did
Chinese?
the balloon?
How did the Chinese
It's got to
drain
do
water
with
from the
debt.
Great Lakes?
Well, as a matter of fact, I
I mean,
have
did they
no
actually
idea.
dig a hole through the entire world, go through the
No,
center,
they were
like in
taking the
cartoons,
water.
like Bugs Bunny
well-
digs, and then goes to China?
It was like September 11. You know, all the wreckage from September 11, all the metal and the steel. The Chinese bought it all and took it back to China. That's true.
And
So-
with that, they got the Great Lakes? Like, which lake did we give
It's
them?
got to
Lake
do with
Huron?
debt. It has to do with debt, dude.
I see. So there's Great
That's-
Lakes bonds. Is that what you're saying?
I guess there is. I don't know what the deal is. It's
So
something to do with...
we're paying them with water? Is that it? We're sending
Well,
water?
apparently their drinking water is really bad over there. So,
Okay.
I mean,
don't
haven't
know.
you seen in China, dude? They've redone
It
New York
sounds like
City.
one of those Y-Files things with
No,
hecklefish.
it's not. Hey, crab cats. All right.
Okay.
Crab
All right.
cats. That's what the hecklefish says.
All right. So there's a
But,
main event on Dynamite, on Rampage,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Okay. We'll go back. Do we have to? Do we really have to?
We don't.
Yeah. Anyway, that main event is Dark Order versus the Mogul Embassy. Decent match. It was all right. I mean, again, I couldn't care less about the Dark Order, but
Or
nevertheless,
Mogul Embassy.
I like Swerve.
I like Swerve too.
I'm not the biggest Brian Cage fan, but you know what? I feel like he's big for nothing. You know why?
Yeah.
Have you noticed he struggles picking up some guys that are not even that big, dude?
I really haven't noticed. I sort of tune out at this point when he's on. The only reason I haven't paid half attention to this is because I figured that he'd get a rare win where he wouldn't be the one who loses because the Dark Order are the jobbers in this case. I mean, the whole thing didn't make sense. The other two guys from the embassy stay behind instead of coming to ringside, but Evil Uno is still there. But is Evil Uno the manager now that he's the counter to Prince Nana? Meanwhile,
He doesn't even say anything, dude. Did he even talk?
He's so useless.
He's useless. I mean, surely these got... Oh, they got re-signed, didn't they? All of them.
Yes, and don't any of them know how to, like, ad-lib? Like, don't they know how to, like, act? Like, Penelope Ford does nothing in the ring. Unless somebody tells them what to do, they just don't do anything. They'll just stand there.
The Dark Order, bro.
Truly.
It's truly the Dark Order. One loves sausages, according to JR. And the other one tries to be a little more serious in Dan Reynolds. But when you got little...
Alex Reynolds.
Bitch... Oh, sorry. What did I call him?
Dan.
Dan Reynolds?
Let's just call them all the Dan Order. from now on.
I didn't even know what the fuck their names are, these guys. Seriously.
Weren't
Alex
they the Beaver
Reynolds.
Boys? What's the point when JR says they've been here forever? I mean, it just seems like no one's been here forever. It's only a 4-year-old company, and they're due. They're not due. They suck. They're jobbers. JR, my God.
Yeah, JR was shitting on this again, dude.
You know what the United States is these days. The United States
JR?
is the experiment that has been proven is that there should be a retirement age for certain jobs, and wrestling commentator and president are two of them. Supreme Court Justice
President,
is
I
one of
definitely
them.
agree with.
Senator is another. We've had very much a lot of proof of concept of that. You know, once you're past a certain age, you should start taking the acuity test to do it. And I'm thinking wrestling commentary is one of those as well.
I can't believe Biden. He's in his 80s and he's your president. What the fuck, dude? I mean,
and his main opponent will be 78 if he's elected.
I don't know what to say, man.
I don't know. I mean, can we find someone that's like 55 and like decent? I mean, 55. I'm not volunteering myself. Trust me.
Hey, if you ever had the chance to do politics, would you actually?
No. I like my very simple life. I'm not a Buddhist. I'm not yet a dudist. But I'm much happier with this simple life. The most complicated thing in my life, Jimmy, is you.
Oh, thanks. I think. Wow. Anyway,
it's your interesting chronograph.
Thank you. Thank you. I think
Right.
geography is way cooler than Dark Order. It's true. Chris.
Geography is cool. Last night I was at a party where most of South America and parts of Central America were represented.
Oh wow! So you had a whole mix of Latinos. and
Oh
Latinas.
yeah. There was a guy from El Salvador. There was
I was gonna say
a woman from Costa Rica.
Ooh.
The hosts were Peruvian. There was a woman from
Ooh.
Chile there. Someone from
Oh, you-
Venezuela, of course, Ecuador, not obviously
And
Australia.
Colombia, surely.
I don't think there was anyone from
Ah,
Colombia, but
damn
I
it.
think one of them. Well, I mean, Viv lived in Colombia for a while.
Did she?
In
I
the
think she
jungle-
said
in the jungles, killing soldiers. Maybe in an area not controlled by the government at the time.
Well, is it controlled by Peruvians even?
No. It was controlled by Colombians.
Oh, no, because you know the Peruvians have become the runners for the Colombians, and then the Peruvians pass it on to the Mexicans, and then you know,
They're in the wrong part of the continent for that, but
I don't know how it works, but that's according to
sounds like
YouTube.
it works inefficiently.
I don't know. Well, Peru is pretty close to Colombia.
I mean, it's in the southern part of South America, and you'd be running most of the drugs up north. And I
it's
know
a better
Peru
route.
does a lot of counterfeiting. They're like the counterfeit.
That's
capital of
true.
the
I've
world.
seen a documentary about that. Actually, there was a thing going on here with counterfeit notes. Now they've got those machines that check. You know, have you seen them? Even at McDonald's, man, they've got like a. They check the notes when you give it to them. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, only if it's above a certain. Like they're not. It's like sometimes I see with 20s, but usually it's only when it's above a 20 here.
Yeah, if it's a 50 or 100, they're checking that shit.
I mean,
no matter
I'm
what.
sure that there's places where they check every bill, and I don't blame them because every dollar counts.
I don't blame them. Yeah, look, there's a thing now. Like I said, they're getting good too. The counterfeits, man. There was a lot of 50s and 100s going on here, right, at one stage, and I was fooling everybody. But when I was checking it out, when I was looking at it, I'm like, shit, that's hard to tell. Like,
I pretty
That's
much don't
fake.
even carry money. I just you
you're
just
one of
tap
those
with
guys,
everything.
are you?
I don't even realize it. Like one day I realized I hadn't used money in like 2 months, and I looked in my
Wow.
wallet to see what I had. And like if I was stuck someplace and needed only cash, I was in trouble. Like for a while, I only $12. Then there was like a full 4 or 5 week span where I didn't even realize I had $2 in my wallet.
Shit, man.
Like,
You know,
I couldn't have even got enough gas to get far enough to to find another gas station.
well, Jeff, it's people like you now that they're going to take away like us using notes. They want to do that. They want everything electronic, man. Now at this point.
I understand. I actually the guy I interviewed today for Garden of Doom. He was a lawyer. I mean,
I
still
listened to the
technically a
dude
lawyer.
one, by the way. Too good show, funny.
Yeah,
But
that one was fun. I didn't realize how fun it turned out while I was in the moment because I'm in the moment. But I actually listened back to it 2 or 3 times. He's a funny guy. He's got a very dry sense of humor, and
It's hard to take it seriously though, like dudism. Like
but you're not
really.
supposed to. That's the whole thing. It's like
Well-
you're seriously not supposed to take things so seriously.
But
I
it's
mean,
that's
you're
the
supposed to be
deal.
serious about not being serious.
I get what you're saying, right? That's what he's preaching.
Right.
But technically, he's the real deal, though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he totally is the real deal. And I was thinking about getting ordained, but I'm like, I'm not there yet. Like I'm on the path to dudism, and like when I don't know, like 5 years ago, I wanted to I figured maybe if I study Buddhism, I'll be like more relaxed or whatever. And I studied Buddhism, and it's horrible. It's like the first thing is life is suffering. Well, duh, I already knew that.
Yeah, well,
Great sell job, guys.
I know people that have converted to Buddhism, though, legitly,
the whole
and I don't know
thing
how
is-
they do it.
The whole thing is life is suffering. You can't escape suffering, but the only way you can escape suffering is meditating a lot until you find total enlightenment. But just know that suffering is right around every corner and trying to get to you at all times. It's like,
Tell me something
just
I don't
rather take
know.
My Jewish Catholic guilt. Thank you very much.
Yeah, me
I
too.
would rather know I just disappointed my parents and not the entire universe.
Yeah, I'm the same, dude. Absolutely. That's always been on my mind, too. If I've ever gotten in trouble, the only thing I've ever thought about, right, especially when I was young, was I don't care about getting in trouble. I just don't want my parents finding out.
Yeah,
You know
there's a
what I
few
mean?
things that cause me peace and wisdom. I'm going to share it with the audience right now. One is at some point I realized there's no law that says that you have to die solvent, and the other is that when you realize that most of the religions and great philosophies of the world are basically telling you that you've let down the entirety of existence, all of a sudden just letting down your friends and family doesn't feel so bad.
You know what? It's
And there I am, right there.
There you go. He said it.
That's me, right
He
there.
said it. He said, I'm pointing opposite just to point at Jeff.
That's right.
But yeah.
Oh,
he did
Em,
say
I
it.
feel that Emmy coming. And Nobel. This should be
Ooh,
nominated
Nobel.
for Emmy and a
Ooh.
Nobel. Yes, that's my
Ooh.
Nobel Peace Prize. We should have
Ooh.
Jeffism.
Oh, God, no. Sounds like orgasm. No thanks.
Everything with you sounds like orgasm. Do you actually know what an orgasm sounds like?
Don't make me do it.
I mean, you're like 73 years old and have no kids.
73 years old and no kids. It's the best thing, best life. I look good for
Actually, yeah.
73, but
Actually, yeah. Actually, it does sound pretty good. Now that I hear it back.
well, you got to say Happy Mother's Day to people like me, all right, Jeff, because I've got no kids.
No, I'm not saying Happy Mother's Day to anyone who is not a mother or or has been a mother.
Shit, crazy. Well, anyway, did I mention that the embassy ends up defeating Dark Order?
Nah, but it was insinuated.
Well, afterwards,
in an uneventful match.
it was uneventful. Afterwards, Kun and Toa Leona.
Kun? Bishop
Khan. Sorry, it's spelled differently than Khan, though. Yeah,
He does. He spells it like Juan with a K.
Yeah, that's why I said Kun,
Yeah,
but it is Khan.
It's Bishop
Anyway,
Khan.
that's how much I give a shit about these guys. But anyway, Khan and Toa Leona attacked Evil Uno. Keith Lee and Dustin Rhodes then come out with heavy equipment to make the save.
Yeah.
Who
Keith
am
Lee
I,
was
Jeff?
carrying a stanchion. That's how JR announced it. Apparently, the things that hold the ropes, like red velvet ropes, those are called stanchions.
Stanchions?
Yeah.
Well,
I thought
he's a
stanchions were like
gargantuan.
those giant spears with like a long axe on one side and like a protruding spike on the other. I thought those were stanchions.
I have no idea, Shien.
Well, all I know is that Keith Lee was carrying a stanchion. Listen, Keith Lee is tremendous. I'm not making fun of him. He's just a big man, and the baseball hat and the gray looks much better than when he was doing the Just for Man thing. I don't care what he's hearing. The natural look is better. I'm not saying the natural because the natural Dustin Rhodes. He looks better.
The all naturals.
Yeah, the all nat that should be what not naturally limits the all naturals. You're exactly right. That's a much better name. But I don't understand this tag team. I don't understand like are either of these tag teams trying to be in the mix for the tag team champions? Is
no.
What was Swerve and Cage beating the Dark Order to get higher in the rankings for the tag team championships?
Of course not.
So
it's not. I'm telling you.
So what is this? Why?
I have no idea. I mean, they've got no.
Like,
they've
is
got no
Tony
goal.
paying them too much to just be on Ring of Honor? They decided to, because he's got other wrestlers doing nothing. Like, couldn't Swerve have hired LFI to do something?
See, he could have, but he didn't. Right? He went for the look. He must be a tight ass dude.
Or
he
Bear
wanted
Country?
the cheaper.
Bear Country still around?
Bear Country, please. Yeah, exactly.
Swerve be like, I already tried two big useless white guys.
Bear Country, fuck those guys. Anyway, but yeah, look, obviously Swerve had to go he didn't have enough money, so he went the cheaper option, the embassy.
He went from 2 to 3, 4 really. When you're talking about Prince Nana,
maybe he will go LFI after.
I mean, they have Ring of Honor silver. I mean, you'd think that they cost something.
Can you hear the cat in the background, by the way?
I just thought that was your baby crying, and that you proved me wrong.
It sounds like Isaiah Cassidy in the background.
Are you one of these? Are you the Democrat that's stealing all the babies for vampire blood, for vampirism?
It could be. It could be. Well, anyway, Jeff.
By the way, there's still people who believe that like babies are being stolen for their blood to be drank by like a political party
at the Bohemian Grove.
It's so weird.
In front of the L.
Of course, yeah. Where else would you drink baby? Like, where are all the parents? Like, going, my baby.
Oh, you know who you have to interview, man? Oh, I've got to send Alex Rodriguez. Remember that name?
The baseball player? Sure.
No.
Hey, Rod, you have an open invitation, my friend.
I'll send you a video.
You and any of your ex-wives.
No, he believes he was a super soldier, yeah? Like, he went to Mars.
Okay.
And trust me, it's actually a really good story. Whether it's true, I don't know. But that reminds me, when you said about the babies.
Listen, everybody knows. I take someone being a guest very seriously. They're a guest. Whatever I think inside, I keep inside. I just want to hear their story.
Oh, I'd be so keen. Have you ever wanted to laugh at some of the shit that people say?
Have I ever? Of course.
No, but not openly, like on the air. Have you? Like where they're being dead serious, like.
No, I've never almost laughed at somebody. I mean, inside I've been like, "That's nuts," but but no, I've never openly laughed at someone. I've never been close to it, and
No,
I've rarely, felt like going, like scoffing to where there are times where we're like, "Oh God, I hope he doesn't go too far." I mean, that happens. That happens more than laughing.
God damn it! It's always aliens, Jeff. Always.
No, I would prefer it would be all the aliens.
Hey, I believe in aliens. I think there's something else other than us out here. I mean, come on. We can't be the only things floating around in space.
Oh, yeah. No, I think it's mathematically highly improbable that there aren't aliens.
Given that if space is legit also, I mean, who the fuck knows with that either? I mean, shit.
I can't remember who it was. It was an audiobook that I was reading. I think it was Dan Bryson's the A Little Bit of Everything, something like that it was called. Anyway, he said that if you drew the distance to scale of the solar system, as opposed to like the things that you see in grade school and you buy and you have at home, that if you drew like a dot on one piece of paper in like the furthest corner of a city block in New York, and that was Earth, if you wanted to draw where Pluto was to scale, you'd have to go 10,000 city blocks before you could even get to Pluto in that. And the distance between Pluto and Neptune is something like 5,000 city blocks.
God.
To each other.
Crazy, man. I mean, shit. But, I mean, think about like, I'd love to, like, imagine other planets. Like, imagine Mars actually had people on there right now. It wouldn't surprise me, but who knows?
Underground?
Well, NASA give us bullshit anyway with the pictures, man. I mean, they've got artists that I don't understand why they do this shit. Like, why? Anyway, I don't know, man. The more questions I ask...
Have you discovered the artists?
No, I didn't just discover the artists, but I know they use artists to show...
How do you know they use artists?
Because they've said so themselves.
Oh, well, that's lovely. Let's get some of them on the PWC.
Anyway, you know what, Jeff? Let's actually take it home, man, because I think we're done. We've done a good 1 hour and 17 minutes of Rampage. That's more than what the show is.
1 hour and 17 minutes, but it was 1 hour and 17 minutes.
Why? Why say it wasn't good? Come on now.
I don't know. I'm really, really hungover.
That's a good thing. I like it.
Monkey Shoulder, my old friend and nemesis.
Hey, man, as long as you had fun, that's all that matters, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and it sounds like you did. So, in saying that...
Every part of my body from my sternum down hurts.
That's funny.
Back and front.
And it's back and front, huh?
Back and front. Everything hurts.
Anyway, Jeff, tell them where they can find you, man.
On Twitter, at IcarusFellMD, right here on the PWC and Hamin Media Group /Channel Attitude. You already know that. You can check out my shows, Hammerlock Hangover, Garden of Doom, and Garden Views, here on the PWC Network. 2 out of 3 of them on the Hamin Media Group. You can also find me on Wrestling Soup Network. I did a Patreon show for Wrestling Soup on some of the lawsuits surrounding wrestling about a week and a half ago. And I was on the Drew Yari show on his Patreon this week. Garden of Drew, we did Norse mythology. I hope I did Chris Ambs proud.
Nice. Well, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can at DJ Mass.
And Homeboy88. I can't forget Homeboy88.
What, you've done another show?
2.
Oh, yeah. That was a couple of weeks ago, right? The second one.
I know, but I mean, I'm supposed to promote. So, I forget to promote all the time. I'm terrible at this.
You know, that's a forbidden name here at HMG, right? And channelattitude.com.
Use the neuralizer.
Just saying.
Right, does it work over the podcast, too? Yeah.
Unfortunately not. Anyway... Forget you even heard that. No, I'm joking.
I meant Homeboy89, different person.
I'm being serious. He's got a lot of heat with HMG. But anyway.
So I've heard.
But we love him anyway.
I'm a peacemaker.
Anyway, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can at DJ MassFX and also at the PWC Network. Like and subscribe right here at channelattitude.com, where for $5 you get the best talk in all of professional wrestling.
And you can do this without joining the Dark Order.
Yeah, exactly. And also like and subscribe at the pwcnetwork.podbean.com, where you can find all our shows and also all our other shows. and also at HaminMediaGroup.podbean.com, where you can find our affiliate shows, including Jeff's. And in saying that, I'm Jimmy T. That's Dr. Jeff Lippman, and you've been watching and listening to the HMG Rampage Uncaged right here on channelattitude.com. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Mothers.
Give them this one thing.
Damn it.
And stay evil, my friends.
Stay evil. And a thank you.
Swoosh.
Division of blood under blackened God. Division of blood. Raise the flag. Division of blood. Division of blood.
Yeah.